So it's the start of the summer for me. And for me, that usually means getting stuff ready for Christmas time. And that is the case this year, but things are a little bit different. So I do a long-term market in DC called the Downtown DC Holiday Market, which is great. It's like over 30 days. People come, there's activities, there's shopping, there's food, the whole thing. But this year I also applied to the Savannah Holiday Market, which runs at the exact same time. And I actually got into it. So I'm taking on two long-term holiday markets, and it's just me making all the things. Like I have to make all these things to be able to supply these two over month-long markets. And then like a crazy person, I applied to the Baltimore Christmas market as well, which if I get into that, I guess I'll have to figure it out. But I always knew this was part of the plan to be in all these holiday markets at once because Christmas time is where I make the majority of my income for the year. And I've been doing one, which has been great. It's been solid. Sales are always good. I can always count on it to be a moneymaker each year. And I was like, yeah, the 5 year plan, because I started doing that market, I think, in like 2022. So the 5 year plan. So 2027, I'll add a second one to the mix. And after that, I'll add a third. And here I am 3 years later, potentially doing three. For sure doing two, but potentially doing three. Oh my gosh, I'm terrified. But I'm also excited. I feel like when I'm like doing the things, like if when people are working down in Savannah and people are working at the DC market and I'm just doing whatever it is I'm doing, it'll be fine. But right now, when I'm like trying to plan what I need for each thing, it is very intimidating. I've done it for one. I feel like I can do it for another. So I'm doing this video for future me because I feel like I have a tendency to talk myself out of doing things because they scare me. And this is very scary. It's been a while since I've been scared of doing something business wise, but I figured this is the time to do it. Why not? I mean, and how crazy can Christmas be? It's very crazy. Like it's not like the crazy Black Friday sales and things you see like that, but people are really into shopping handmade, so things get very busy very quickly at these things. So let me show you how I'm planning for all of this craziness that's coming ahead. Waiting for my computer to turn on. Let me show you. Wait 1 second. Let's see. So behind me, that's my fragrance wall. This is where all of my scents come from. They get blended from all these different things here on the wall. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about more pressing things. How in the heck am I going to make thousands of candles before November? My goal is to be done by September because that's when things start picking up again. During the summer, I don't really do markets because everything will just melt. Ooh, wait a second, dropped something. Everything will melt outside, including me. So I don't typically do markets during the summer. So like I just take this time every day, not really 9 to 5, but like 10:30 to 5 or 6 making things. And it's worked out year to year. They usually get done a little early, but I'm pretty sure this year I'm going to be working every day until about September. So for quarter 4, I'm going to be doing a few, like October is going to be pretty busy. I think I'm going to be doing stuff every weekend. There'll be one weekend where I'll be doing 2 markets at once. And it'll be me and my husband doing the old divide and conquer, is always fun. Then when November comes along, I will usually do the downtown DC market and a few little markets sprinkled in there. Like between me and my husband, we could figure it out and like staff in the booth. But this year, since I'm doing 2 long-term markets, I took all of those small markets in November and December out so we can just focus our energies on just those 2 markets because they're so long, so time intensive, labor intensive that I didn't want us to lose focus on what was important by throwing another market into the mix. Hopefully that all works out. If it doesn't, then I guess we'll learn. You're gonna learn today. Let me show you my spreadsheet. Okay, so these are the spreadsheets that I work from to plan what I'm be making for the rest of the year. So down here I have a list of every show that I'm going to be doing, like down here, and like down to like the market. I have like 45 different scents, but I don't bring all of them to the markets, but I have the numbers here of like what I need to make. This is my current inventory. It shows me the numbers of that guy. and then this is what's needed. So if it's green, that means I don't have to make it. I have enough. But if it's a white cell, then that means, hey, you got to make this to survive the rest of the year. You can see there's a lot of green there because I don't bring all the scents out during the holiday season. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. So that's why there's a lot of green, but there's also a lot of blank, which means, hey, Tanisha, you got to make that. I didn't want to make it red because red is so alarming and jarring. I already know I have to make a ton of stuff. So I was like, let me just use a green cell for the stuff I don't have to make. And then let me show you my schedule for the year. So this is my schedule for quarter four. So this is the September. Like September has a few things, which is not bad. But this right here, this is where quarter four starts. So like I have something pretty much every weekend. And there's a week in November where there's nothing much going on. I figured that's when we're going to be setting up for both of the markets. I think Thomas and I are going to be doing a divide and conquer if we can't find staff in Savannah to be able to man it the whole time and set it up. But he'll go to Savannah and I'll be in DC and we'll set up both markets. And I think the plan is if we can't find staff for Savannah that he'll stay down there for a week or so as we find people. And then it'll be manned the whole time and he'll come back up here and he'll help me in DC. But as you can see, yeah, DC and Savannah are literally the exact same time. Savannah runs for an extra week after Christmas, but DC ends Christmas Eve. So I think the plan is we're spending Christmas in Savannah, which is fine, but we'll break down December 23rd, unload things on the 24th. This is the lofty goal. It might not happen this way, but December 24th we'll unload and we'll either start driving that night or we'll drive down on Christmas, and then the last week of the Savannah market we'll be there with the associated staff, and then when it comes to breakdown we'll break everything down and bring it back up here with us in Baltimore. And then you see the Baltimore market is there. I don't know if I'm going to get into it. If I do, we will figure that out. As you can see, it's also the exact same time as all the other markets. It ends on Christmas Eve. So if we get into that one, break down DC on the 23rd, break down Baltimore on the 24th, and then we will for sure be driving on the 25th down to Savannah, which Christmas will be on the road, which will be interesting. And then the 26th to the 31st will be working at the Savannah market. We'll see how all that works. Let me show you my spreadsheet again now that I have this up. So again, this is my spreadsheet. This is all the things I need to make. If it's green, I don't have to make it, which luckily there's a lot of green, but there's also a lot of blank. But there's like some of my like top selling scents, like let's see if I can find it. Holiday Leaf is my top selling scent of the whole entire year. But look, I have to make 680 of my standard size candles. 680 of just that one scent, which is fine because it's a beautiful smell. So I can't wait until this space smells like Christmas time, but that is an awful lot of candles. That'll take me a good long time to do, but it'll be okay. So yeah, that is the plan for the making inventory for the season. Now, the sheer amount of candles that I have to make myself this summer is intimidating, but it's not something I haven't done before. I've done it before. It's just I wasn't planning for multiple markets like this. Usually I make a bunch and know, okay, I'm gonna have extra, so like I have a little bit of leeway, a little bit of flexibility. But because one is several states away, it's going to be hard to plan for that extra. I'm gonna do my best to, because I want to have a storage unit down there to be able to hold inventory. So the plan is to bake all of this, and then in either the end of August or the middle of September, either me and Thomas both, or Thomas drives down to Savannah, gets a storage unit, puts everything in it. A climate controlled one, of course, because it's still warm down there. It stays warm for a good long time. And put everything down there, display stuff, inventory, all the stuff we're gonna need. Now, hopefully, we find someone that's gonna work the booth in Savannah that can help us with that. But right now I'm just planning for me and Thomas to be able to do it ourselves. And hopefully it all works out. Like I just want all of this to work out, even though this is like super, super scary. So the things I've done to get ready to start making all the inventory is I've cleaned up the space because there was a bunch of overflow in here from the spring markets. I still haven't put inventory away. I got boxes I got to break down, all that stuff. I've taken care of that. Do a rough count of what I have supply wise. I learned that like I'm short on some things because again, I was accounting for one long-term market, not two. So I got to buy some more supplies. And then, yeah, just start making the things. Like I'm not worried about things display wise because I feel like I have enough to be able to take care of both markets. Like the DC market, I already have my display for that. It's in the auxiliary storage unit. I don't have to worry about it unless I change things up a little bit, which I will, but it's nothing that's going to require too much thought. I just might shift the layout a little bit to help traffic flow be a little bit better. Savannah's market is just like a little hut with a counter. And I can deal with that. Between all the pieces I have, display wise, I'm pretty sure I can make something look festive and nice there. I just have to take the measurements, put it on an Illustrator, shuffle some things around and see what's going to look good. I also want it to look festive, so I got to start. Actually, I think the craft stores have Christmas stuff already, so I'll start looking and seeing what's going to be trendy for Christmas time. Even though I typically do nautical Christmas, see if there's anything new that I can incorporate into that plan. It's a holiday weekend this weekend, so I'm going to try my best not to work too much. I do have an order I got yesterday that I'm not going to pack until Monday because I don't want it sitting in a hot post office all weekend. But I think I just need to start making the things because the sooner I start making the things, the better. The easier it's going to be on me in the future. And if I learned anything from past Tenisha from last Christmas season, is the more I can make during the summer, the more I can take care of myself during the fall winter season when it is just crazy. I'm like just in and out, only home to like eat, sleep, shower, change clothes. Let's get started making stuff. Let's not think about it too much. Just work off of this fear that I have that everything's gonna go wrong. Everything's gonna be fine. It's all gonna work out. Knock on all the wood. We're gonna do this, guys. Let's get ready for quarter 4.